So I would never ask anybody to affiliate for me without me giving them a full rundown of who I am. So that's what the purpose of this video is. Me, I'm Tom Hobbs. I created Hobbs Solutions because one, I like offering solutions to people. Clever, right? My last name's Hobbs. That's how Hobbs Solutions came to exist. Two, I'm process driven. My entire life has been a regimented system of various levels of OCD, various levels of ADHD, and various levels of, I really don't give a shit right now what I'm doing, so I'm not going to do it. Yes, procrastination creeps in. But also, I'm passionate about sports. I love watching football, specifically the Green Bay Packers and the Denver Broncos. One AFC team, one NFC team keeps me happy. I'm so close to having Aaron Rodgers suit up as a Bronco this year. Not really sure how close that was, but I'm going to take every minute of it. I'm kind of hoping for a Broncos-Packers Super Bowl again, repeat of Super Bowl 32 with two more Hall of Fame quarterbacks going at it. That would be awesome. On top of that, I'm a Chicago Cubs fan. I've recently started liking the Milwaukee Bucks only because I really like Giannis. He is an amazing player, and I love his humility. So speaking of humility, let's talk about that. That's how I lead. I lead by hubris. I don't go into any situation with, you're going to. I believe iron fist management is a thing of the past, and I believe that we need to start empowering people to be better instead. So that's how I've raised my kids. That's how I raised myself. That's how I treat people around me. If I don't leave you with with a feeling of growth, then I haven't done something for you, and I apologize. So I do that every day. That's why all my posts have something in it that's useful. That's why all my videos have something I hope useful. Going off my own version or my own interpretation there. But if they don't bring value, I'd love for people to let me know, because then I can change them. That's the other thing. I'm always open to change. I'm not such a rigid person that I have to do it systemized on every single thing. I do believe you need flexibility to a point. But if that flexibility creates an unstable product, an unstable result, or an unstable outcome, then you cannot make any deviations. I believe recipes exist for a reason. I believe cookbooks exist for a reason. I believe processes exist for a reason. That said, the process of me raising my children got me to where I am today. My oldest daughter just turned 30. My youngest daughter just turned 19. There are 5 others in between the two of them. So there are 7 total little spawns of me running around in the world. And I love it. I have 5 daughters. I have 2 sons. And they all have done amazing for themselves to date. None of them are bad humans. I believe they're all good humans. They are all giving, caring, nurturing. We could go into more detail on that, but that's a much longer conversation. I could, the old adage when the dad had the accordion pictures that would fall out of the wallet. Now we have these phones that actually house all the pictures. I have several thousand of them right now. But that's family. Love family. My wife and I have been married for 20 years. Clearly, if you've done the math, she's not the same person who I had the first set of children with. So there is an ex-wife in there. We get along, I would say, very well. It's improved over the years. Let's see, what else would you like to know? I do drive a Mustang. It's not a brand new one. It's 8 years old. I have a strong sense of a value of $1, and I do not like to frivolously spend. So none of that shows up in my company either. I run a tight ship, but I will invest in the things that make the most sense. Like this website right now. I'm investing the time to get this ready so that you can get to know me. It's because I think that's important. I believe that it's a crime for people to go hungry every day. I believe there's enough money floating around in this world and not enough people willing to spend it on the things that matter. I don't believe in handouts. But when it comes to hungry children, they don't have another way to do it. So I expect them to be fed. Notice the wording there, expect them to be fed. If their parents can't pull it off, then the community needs to buck up and do it. But they can't do it without funding. So as my company grows, money will be donated into feeding hungry children. And the reason for that is I don't believe hungry children can learn. And if kids aren't learning, they can't become better humans later. And it becomes a cycle. Hungry children grow up to be hungry adults. Hungry adults create hungry children, and then the cycle keeps perpetuating. So I know that's an oversimplified version, but that's what I don't want from the world. I also don't want people going out into the world without being able to read. I think literacy is super important. I also believe fitness is important, and I support programs that promote that. So where I was going with that is, as my company grows, 5 to 10% of my revenues will be donated to nonprofits that support these causes. I am a heart first person. I'm also sometimes callous at times because I hold people accountable. It comes across as callous, but it really is caring. It is hard to hold people accountable. It is, because it's easy to just blow it off. It's easy to say, oh, well, you don't care, so why should I? Sorry, that's not the world. I didn't get to be a dad to blow off their success. I didn't get to be a husband to blow off my wife's opinions. I didn't get to be a consultant to blow off my clients' needs. I expect people to do the things that they commit to. I expect them to do their best. I expect them to reach for their potential, just like I expect the same for myself. I don't talk about journaling for people not to turn around and journal. I journal every day. I created a journal so that I could journal in a way that makes sense to me. And I've adopted it so that it commercially makes sense. And these are all things, right? This is how this all comes together. I create what the market needs, in my opinion. And then I find the market that serves it. For my kids, I created whatever world they needed in order for them to have the best life that they could. Oh boy, there's a lot of conversation to unpack there. One of these days, if we're sitting down over coffee, you can have more of that insight. But I believe busy parents can be powerful parents. I believe busy parents that own businesses can be just as into their companies as they can their families. They don't have to miss soccer games, but you don't have to be at every single practice. So there's a lot of things about family that I could easily go into, but I'm not going to offer parenting tips. Let's just set that boundary. Because I'm not parenting babies right now, I don't think I can give opinions to people on how to parent babies right now. You kind of forget. But then when you have a granddaughter sitting in your arms or a grandson sitting in your arms, you suddenly remember the little things, right? And I can give advice on grandparenting. That one's fun. So we can go into that one if you desire. But family is important to me. Career is important to me. Fitness is important to me. Delivering on your promises is important to me. Holding yourself accountable is important to me. Showing up is important to me. And not ever feeling, it's not comfortable. That's not the word. I want people to feel comfortable, but I don't want people to accept that they're in the only place they're ever going to be in. I don't want people to ever feel, I can't remember the word. This happens from time to time. But yeah, if I come back to it, I'll post it somewhere on the site. But always moving forward. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. And it's a whole lot easier to drive a car on the freeway when you're moving forwards, staring out the big screen. So that's it in a nutshell. If you have more questions about that, feel free to reach out. I would love to have a conversation with you. And then we'll go from there. But that's it for now. We'll talk later. Bye.